Okay, now as you can see, I have base coated I have base coated my design with a transparent coat of raw umber as an underpainting. And now I'm going to start to pull on the base coats of the strokes. I'm going to start with a number 8 filbert, and I'm going to start with the reds. So I'll load my brush with the red, but I also want some transparency. So I'm going to put some glaze onto my palette. Straight glaze medium. I'm going to set it out on my palette, and I'm going to dress my brush in that glaze medium before I dress it in my red. You don't need a whole lot of paint. We want this to be transparent strokes. And our raw umber underpainting will help to give them the substance. So, we've got 2 layers of transparency. It's going to end up a little bit of opaque, but still with a little bit of nice movement, nice depth. So I'm going to pull this up. Now I have prepared my surface with a sheen of extender. And I'm going to do shape following strokes. I'm going to start here with this red flower. Okay. And let's see. I still have glaze in my brush. I'm going to reload. If I need more glaze, I'll put it in. Okay, now I'm going to pull this long S stroke all the way down here, or scroll. And how I'm going to do it is I'm going to wind my hand up. David tells us to have it to where when we finish our stroke, we're pulling towards our body. But in order to show you this, I'm going to have to pull it sideways, and that's kind of comfortable for me anyway. So what I'm going to do is I want to end up here, and so I'm winding up the brush in my hand. I don't know if you can see that I'm rolling the brush in my hand, and I'm going to roll up my hand so that my hand is already turned, and when I put the brush to the surface, my hand is unwinding as I go down, and then as I get to the thinner parts, I'm lifting up and coming up to the edge of my brush. Hope I can show you these on the camera where you can see them well. Try to keep my arm and everything out of the way. Okay, this one is a little more opaque so you can see it better. I'm lifting, coming up, and it's just all one motion. A little more on this one as well. I think I had gotten just a little too transparent in those first strokes. This lesson at first intimidated me, but as I went along in it and got a little more familiar with it, then I really had fun with it, and by the time I finished, I wanted to do more. I really, really like this. I like this style of painting. Okay, let's come around here. I'm going to move the camera again. And I'm going to try and do a stroke for you coming towards me. Maybe you can see that a little better. Okay, let me check the camera. Make sure. Okay. Reload my brush. I'm still keeping glaze in it. I'll put a little bit more on there than I had put on on this first element. Okay, so I'm going to start. Let me make sure that I get the right stroke. Alright, I'm going to start here, and I'm going to, okay, here's where I want to end up. So I'm going to, above the surface, pull my hand up and twist it around to where I want to end. I'm sorry, around to where I want to begin. I started where I was going to end, and I twisted my hand to where I am now in the position of where I want to begin. So I'm going to set it down, brush down on the surface, and start unwinding my hand. And then I'm pulling towards myself. I shouldn't have lifted up. So I'm going to go back to the beginning, because strokes need to be pulled in one long motion. And then I end up with my hand untwisted, and so it's not uncomfortable for me. Now, basically, I should have gone all the way around here, but I still need some more practice doing that. So, if you can do that, then you're lots better than me. I can't do that yet. So, I'm going to come down here and start down here, and put it down, and come back up and meet, and smooth that out. Okay, we have one more red stroke to go. Well, I'm going to have to turn this on the other way. This is a really long design. It's a little bit difficult for me. I can't get the whole thing on the camera at once. So I'm going to have to be moving the camera and the board around a little bit so that you can see what I'm doing and so I can reach it. Okay, so we're going to start with this one. I'm going to start where I want it to end, and I'm going to come trace in the air the stroke and twist my brush as I go. Set my brush down and come back down and untwist. Scrolls are really actually easy. The best trick to know is to wind up your hand. That's what makes it easy. So here we go. Going to come up. Make sure that I'm on camera. I'm going to go from the end, trace it in the air all the way to where I want to finish, where I want to begin, set it down, and unwind my hand. Okay, that was kind of a that's a wide scroll, so I'm going to come back and do that back part of it. Okay, so there's our red on our design. No, I think I have one more element to go. Let's see. We need, right here, we need a red. So when I load, you know, if it feels like my brush is pulling and I don't have enough glaze in there, then I need to go back into the glaze first. Shape following stroke here. Just twist your brush around and bring it up on the chisel when you come to the thin part down here. Okay, so that's our red.